Hello, my dear viewers. This is Bushcraft Bear reporting from the wilderness. I have got breaking news for you. Only 2 days ago, I made a video about Japan's updated disaster plans for a possible major earthquake beneath the Tokyo metropolitan area. Now, a real earthquake has struck the region. According to the Japan Meteorological Agency, a magnitude 5.5 earthquake occurred near Chiba Prefecture, northeast of Tokyo, on June 16 at 7:46 p.m. local time. The earthquake struck at a depth of approximately 72 kilometers. An earthquake early warning was issued, and millions of residents received alerts through Japan's emergency warning system before the strangest shaking arrived. Fortunately, there are currently no reports of major damage, no tsunami warnings, and no confirmed fatalities linked to this earthquake. However, this event comes at a remarkable time. Just 2 days ago, the Japanese government revised its disaster preparedness strategy for a possible major earthquake directly beneath the Tokyo metropolitan area. The updated estimates point a sobering picture. Authorities believe that as many as 4.8 million people could be forced to evacuate their homes after a major earthquake beneath Tokyo. At the same time, an estimated 8.4 million people could become stranded and unable to return home because public transportation systems would likely shut down. That reminds me a bit of the power outage in Spain that I witnessed. I think it was last year. A total blackout over whole Spain. And at this time, I knew a lady living in Spain, and she told me the story, what happened there. She was actually at this time at her workplace, and she had to go home by foot. It was possible, it was far to walk through the big city of Madrid, I think, but other people couldn't. You know, if you rely on the tube for underground trains, you cannot go home. Even the traffic will not work with a power outage, and with a major earthquake, nothing will happen. So maybe you are stranded at your workplace. So let's come back to the news here. So 8.4 million people could become stranded and unable to return home because public transportation systems would likely shut down. That means more than 13 million people could require assistance in the immediate aftermath of a major disaster. Officials have acknowledged that existing emergency shelters simply do not have enough capacity. For example, Tokyo's Adachi ward experts approximately 290,000 evacuees in such a scenario. Yet local shelters currently provide space for only around 160,000 people. Because of the limitations, Japan is changing its approach. Instead of relying solely on evacuation centers, the government is now encouraging people to remain in their homes whenever possible, provided their buildings remain safe after an earthquake. This strategy is known as evacuation at home. Authorities want households to become more self-sufficient. The government aims for all residential complexes to conduct annual disaster drills by 2033. Officials also want every household to possess emergency supplies, including food, drinking water, and portable toilets. And also think about your pets. Now here is my dog Rufus. If you have pets at home, you also need to store water for them and also food. It's very important. Currently, only about 27% of households have enough emergency toilet supplies for at least 3 days. So the cheapest thing for your toilet at home, if the water flush, the toilet is not working, are litter bags, you know, small bags, and a bucket, maybe a 10-liter bucket. Put the bag in the bucket. You can make your business. You close the bag, and then you put it in another bag. So two bags, or maybe three, and then it's, yeah, it's closed, and later on you can bring it outside. So you have to store it basically maybe in your apartment or wherever you are, and then later you can bring it outside to the litter bin or whatever. So those plastic bags are very important, and much of them. That's very important. The goal is to increase that number to 100% by 2035. That's interesting. Japan now recommends that families maintain enough supplies to survive for up to 1 week without outside assistance. Same here in Estonia. The government, they want people survive here without assistance for 7 days, 1 week. And the government here in Estonia is preparing to survive without assistance and other countries from outside for 30 days. The revised disaster plans also address another growing concern. For the first time, Japan's disaster strategy includes specific measures to combat misinformation. Following previous disasters, including the NATO Peninsula earthquake fails reports, not the NATO, excuse me, the Noto Peninsula earthquake fails reports, manipulated videos, and AI generated content spread rapidly online. Officials warn that misinformation can delay rescue efforts and create unnecessary panic during emergencies. Yeah, that's um, very important. I witnessed that when I was on La Palma during the volcano eruption, and there was also a lot of misinformation and fear mongering about that there will break up apart from the island and there are already cracks on the island. I remember one big YouTuber, he made videos about, he was showing, I think it was Google Maps or footage from other people, and then he was saying, oh, look, there are cracks, you can see it from far away. But actually that were streets that are, or roads in the middle of the banana plantation. And I could immediately see that when I watched the video. I saw, hey, this is fear mongering, this is misinformation, that's wrong, that are roads that are no cracks or something. And so if the video like this goes viral on YouTube, people can get fear, but it's not true, it's false information. So true information is very important, and also to prove the information, whether the source, where it is on YouTube, on X, Instagram, Facebook. You have to be careful also with the artificial intelligence now, with the videos created there and so on. It's not easy. All right. So let's go on here. Today's magnitude 5.5 earthquake is not the catastrophic megaquake scientists fear. It does not mean that a larger earthquake is imminent. Earthquakes cannot currently be predicted, but this event reminds us how seriously Japan takes disaster preparedness. The country understands that preparation saves lives. Having emergency supplies, knowing evacuation procedures, maintaining communication plans, and staying informed through reliable sources can make a tremendous difference when disaster strikes. As always, I will continue monitoring the situations and bring you updates if a new information comes available. It's very seldom that a plane flies here, but there is a small airfield here next to Narva Jösu, and this is just a very small plane, and maybe it will land there. Normally here you don't hear any planes. Sometimes you have bigger planes, but they are really high up. And Rufus also, he wants me to go on here in the forest, so I'm a little bit under stress, you can see. So let's finish the video. I want to say, so please stay safe, stay prepared, and thank you very much for watching. This is Bushcraft Bear signing out.